What up? It's your boy, the Incredible Man, and I just seen Black Clover episode 97, and this is my discussion slash review. Overall, I thought it was gonna be a way more action packed. Like I thought it was gonna be something like last week's episode, and I'm gonna be honest, it was a lot more toned down than what I thought it was gonna be. I'm not mad because I know every episode can't be super action packed, but we got action sequences and get action scenes, but it was a lot more toned down than what I thought it would have been, and I'm okay with that because I know the stuff that's coming up from being a manga reader. I know the stuff that's coming up is so much more intense. So I knew that they needed to slow it down just a little bit. They couldn't give us everything right off the bat. I knew that they had to slow it down a little bit and kind of ease us into it because some of the stuff that's coming up is heavily action packed and full force with some action and some fighting and everything. So I knew that some of these episodes, that even with being in the base, were going to be slowed down. It wasn't going to be fully all action sequences. But let's talk about the episode, man. Yeah, it started off right after last week's episode, and we see Charlotte talking about Yami's character because we know now that she's possessed and taken over by one of the elves. And she was like, well, he was strong, and like we have drastically underestimated the capabilities of these humans because Yami put a dent. Well, he knocked out Marks and Owen without killing them, and he gave Charlotte a run for her money. And she was like, so we can't really underestimate these humans anymore. We kind of gonna have to be on our guard when we're fighting them. And then we see, every time I see her name and I know it, and then like when I'm trying to do the videos, I constantly forget her name. But the other chick from the Blue Rose, and we see her running, chasing after Charlotte, but like, she didn't really want to go up too close because, she couldn't do anything. So she comes around the corner and she comes into like a bunch of crushed rocks, and she was like, did Nae-san kill the captain of the Black Bulls? And then Yami pops out of the out of the crushed rocks and everything. Was like, come back here! You didn't defeat me. I'm gonna get you and stuff. So there's always some comedy going on, and honestly, I think that was the only comedic moment. There were other small moments that was comedic, but like they didn't really focus on those. I mean, we saw the moments like with Asta struggling and questioning about Real, but that was the only other comedic thing in this whole episode. Besides, seeing that Real character hug Raya because he hadn't seen Raya so long. So there was small moments, but there wasn't like major moments except for that moment with Yami, and he asked her, "What did you do with that special thing that I gave you?" She's like, "I hit it fine. I hit it." And he was like, "Okay, good." And she was like, "Well, you saved it, Nae-san, because you're the only one that can do it." And he told her to go save the people. And then they show us a pan of a whole bunch of Magic Knights being pretty much beaten by some of these elves that appeared where they were, and they just knocked out all of these Magic Knights. So we know that like this is like real, and like they showed it that these elves' magic power are on a completely different level than everybody else's, and regular Magic Knights can't handle these guys. So we're gonna have to use the stronger Magic Knights to actually take on these elves. And then we pan back and we see what's happened. We see I can't think of his name. Anyway, the former captain of the Purple Orcas and the chain dude that we met in the first episode that attacked Asta and and he was a member of the Purple Orcas. You know what I mean? Like I knew that from reading the manga, but like for them to tell us that, like me and the anime only watchers, that was very good, and I understood that whole little segment that was going on with the Purple Orcas. They was giving us a backstory into their relationship and kind of signifying that they both have something in common because they both ran into contact with Asta and he defeated both of them. So there was a nice little segment there, and I understand because we couldn't get a whole bunch of action in this episode. We got action, but we couldn't get a whole bunch because I'm telling you, man, the stuff that's coming is so much more action packed than what we got today. But so the little segment with them kind of refreshing each other's memory and kind of dealing with the past and everything, they come in contact with another elf that was looking for more humans to exterminate or kill. Take your pick. And the dude had some water magic, and he was trying to kill them. And the former captain of the Purple Orcas used his like concealing magic and concealed him and the other guy, and then he used his chain magic to wrap up the elf. And his chain magic may actually, I wish it may actually come in contact with some of the, would it work on the stronger elves as well? I mean, because that one was strong and his magic power was pretty higher than all of theirs, but would his chain magic work on some of the stronger elves as well? But that's something that goes off into totally different territory. What else I was gonna say? Okay, after that happened, they then they panned and showed us, man, I'm gonna be real. Now, the luck fight, the actual luck fight, I'm so waiting on that. I know that's going to be epic. That is going to be one of the best fights. I just know it hands down. But we got teased just a little bit because Noelle didn't want to attack Luck, or didn't want to believe it, because we all know that Noelle was having problems and struggling with coming and accepting terms, to allowing them to be friends, because her childhood and her past was so horrid from her brothers and sisters. But she finally accepted the Black Bulls, and she didn't want to attack Luck because Luck is her friend and he's a companion of the Black Bulls. But the guy that took over Luck was like so amped to kill her, man. And if he really didn't understand his powers, if he understood his powers anymore and like his control and everything, Noah would have been dead, man. But he narrowly missed her, and that's so sad, man. Because she finally, she's at that place to where she can understand everything, and she feels for her companions, and this happens, and she doesn't want to do it. But Mimosa's brother, man, he was an annoying character in the competition arc for them to, attack and raid on the Midnight Sun. But this episode, I actually found him very respectable and understood. Like, he was like, Noelle, snap out of it. You got to put up a defense because he's trying to kill us. He's not who you thought he was. Someone's taking over. You got to defend yourself. So I understood that, and I like that. Then we get to the whole Raya, Asta, MEREOLEONA, and I can't think of his name. I want to call him I can't think of his name. Xerx. But I can't think of his name. His real name. But anyway, we get to their whole sequence, and that was pretty much what they focused this episode about. And then we see Raya telling Asta that, I'm a liar, so I knew that what you were saying was absolutely the truth, but I just can't be fooled anymore. Then they show us the flashback where he met the first Wizard King, and he believed everything the first Wizard King was saying. So there was a lot of similarities that they showed between the first Wizard King and Asta. So I understand that he didn't want to trust the humans anymore because of what they went through. But I mean, then we get to see MEREOLEONA come through with her super mass power again, man. And that whole little sequence where they were going back and forth and Raya was showing off his expert powers now that he has all of his elven powers back. That was a fantastic scene, man. I mean, it was good, but like, it was just like, don't get me wrong, the anime done a good job, and it was heavily animated and everything was nice, but I felt more from it in the manga. That's just my opinion, and that's why I talk about what I want to and discuss what I want to in my videos. But I just felt more from it in the manga. And then we see Real come in, and Asta's trying to talk to Real, and it didn't really get them anywhere because, Real's taken over by the elves, and Xerx tells him that, which, oh God, that's gonna bug me, man. I can't remember his name. I can't remember his name. I know it too. I know it, but I can't think of his name. Zora ideally. I knew it was something I couldn't remember, but and that's what Zora tells him, that he's not himself, he's taken over. And I love the fact that some of the characters, that's like more battle experience and battle hardened, they know exactly what's going on. Like, they don't know all of the details, but they know specifics enough to understand. We're like, this isn't who you think it is anymore. They're not themselves. And then we see Zora unleash some traps he laid around, and Asta comes through with the whole half black form to try to reverse the magic on Real, but it doesn't quite get there enough. He just grazes him and everything. So then we come and find out that there's 3 more people ready to attack Asta, MEREOLEONA, and Zora to kill them. So then Zora tells MEREOLEONA and Asta that we gotta get out of here and we can come back to save these people, but we gotta leave right now because we can't handle them right now. And MEREOLEONA opens up a hole and throws Zora and Asta through it to let them leave while she faces 5 people by herself. So now I know next week's episode is going to be legit, because now that moment from the manga was absolutely bonkers. MEREOLEONA went beast, man. I can't wait to see her see it animated where she takes on all 5 of these guys. Then we get to see one of my favorite moments. I wanted to talk about it a long while back in some of the other videos, but now I can officially talk about it. Fuegoleon's hand moved. Your boy's waking up. He's got to wake up, man. He's got to wake up, man, because his hand moved. So I know it's coming. It's got to be coming. He can't just not have his hand moves and not participate in this war that's going bonkers outside. So that's pretty much all that happened in this episode, man. And I'm telling you, man, this episode was good. Don't get me wrong. It was very good. But it wasn't as good as I thought it was going to be, but I know also that they couldn't have everything done because they're going to have to slow it down, because some of these next upcoming episodes and after that, man, like it's finna get good. Like some of the stuff that's gonna happen in the manga is gonna get fantastic, man. But this is your boy Dick Incredible. Don't forget to smash that like button till you can't smash it anymore. Comment down below and I'll be sure to respond to each and every one of them, and subscribe, but only if you really want to, man. And remember that anime matters, anime is greatness, and anime is life, man. Peace out.